Have you ever received a piece of advice that said, just be yourself? But in fact, this advice is destroying your life. It's gonna make you super and charismatic. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you 2 simple steps how you can overcome this stupid advice and actually become the most charismatic version of yourself in just this one video. And by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Martin and I've been studying charisma and communication skills for 3 years straight, and I've helped people just like you to overcome their problems in charisma and communication skills and help them become the most charismatic versions of themselves. So let's get started. When I was younger, I had a crush on this girl with blonde hair in my school. And I asked my parents, Mom, Dad, tell me, what should I do to get her? And all of them, my grandma, my grandpa, my dad, my mother, every single one of them said, just be yourself. But can you imagine what I was in that situation? Do you think my honest self was confident? No, it was the complete opposite. It was shy. And also, do you think I was masculine? No, I was a little bit more feminine. So my authentic self was the complete opposite of what the world needed of me to be. That's why the entire point of being yourself, if you are truly shy, not confident, awkward, is just gonna make it even worse, because you are gonna lean into that side of you that is actually not what the world needs you to be. That's why I'm gonna show you how you can actually become charismatic and not to follow the most mundane, overused advice out there. And also, if advice just to be yourself would be working on every single person in this entire planet, bro, everyone would be themselves. And everyone would be confident and everyone would be charismatic. But in fact, we all know that 99% of people that we come across are not charismatic, they're not well spoken, and their communication skills sucks. So that's why we need to be honest with ourselves. Most people are shit at being themselves. Most people are awkward. Most people are shy. Most people are not confident and they don't know how to even hold conversation for sometimes even 5 minutes. That's why we need to first start by not being ourselves. We need to be able to take our entire human body and take it through situations that it has never experienced before. Can you imagine why you are shy around certain types of people? Why are you trying to avoid some sort of conversations? It's because you are not familiar with those types of situations. When I was younger and I wanted to approach girls, it was tough because I have never approached a girl in my entire life. So that's why it was so nerve-wracking, because I never was in that situation in the first place. And that's why you are shy. That's why you are unconfident. That's why you have social anxiety. That's why you cannot hold conversations, because you were never in that situation in the first place. That's why if you just place yourself into that situation, I can 100% guarantee you, after 1 try, 2 tries, 3 tries, 10 times, you will be much more confident than 99% of people that didn't even try. But that's actually not it, because this is really vague. Most influencers would say this. Most influencers would say, just get out of your comfort zone. But I'm gonna actually give you an action step, how you can actually apply this. Correct an offensive joke in front of your friends or in front of a stranger you have just met. This type of thing is now gonna make people click off this video and they will not wanna watch anymore. But if you are that one person who actually just say that one not crazy offensive, but a little bit more offensive joke, maybe something that you would not said on day-to-day basis. For example, I like to make jokes about me selling children online. It's not common for someone to say something like that. That's why it a lot of times catches people off guard and they start laughing with you also. And this is not to offend people. This is not to be rude. This is for you to get out of your comfort zone. So there might be multiple jokes that you can tell that can be considered a little bit violent, a little bit offensive, that people might not really like. For example, Best example I can give to is that my joke when I was one day with my friends on this one playground and I pointed at one kid and, dude, do you think we should steal him and sell him for organs? It is not something that the other person would expect. It's a little bit offensive, it's a little bit out of the box, but you can still say it and make people laugh. Yes, you need to do this. If you want to become more charismatic, you need to genuinely start by not being yourself. You being yourself has gotten you into the situation that you are in right now. That means yourself is incapable of being charismatic. That's why you need to change your behaviors. And this is what one of my favorite communication coaches said. Vin Jiang said, how you communicate and how you portray yourself is just a series of behaviors. And tell me, can we change behaviors? Yes, we can. But we have been conditioned these behaviors throughout our entire life of us being 3 years old, 6 years old, 9 years old. And we develop these insecurities, these traumas where we need to be shy around people. But in fact, if we just break these habits, these stupid beliefs, and just get that one offensive joke out of our system, that will make us more charismatic. Because that shows to other people that we are not afraid of being different. And after you crack that one offensive joke multiple enough of times, when you will just play with your voice and you will maybe go a little bit high-pitched or maybe you will go a little bit more deep with your voice just to portray some sort of point that you want to portray. That is when you can expand who you are. And that is when you'll be able to learn how to play with your emotions and with being yourself. And that's when you can actually start calling yourself yourself. Because for me, I've studied this art of charisma and communication for 3 years straight. And now I can literally say to myself, I am just being myself. Because I like communication skills and I like being charismatic. But if for you right now being yourself is being awkward, being shy, being socially anxious, then you cannot be happy with who you are. But after your entire journey of being charismatic, you can just say, I am just myself. I'm trying to make people laugh. And I am trying to be kind to others. And I'm this very funny guy. Because that would work, because now you have rewired your beliefs and your actions that you take in social situations, and this will inevitably make you a very charismatic person. Because not everyone, not everyone, nobody almost is gonna take the same steps you have taken after this entire video. That also means that if you want to be able to become the most charismatic person in every single room that you will ever enter, be able to hold conversations for sometimes even 8 hours and make everyone absolutely love you as a person, then you can click the first link in the description. It's my private community and there are all of my courses on charisma, communication skills, body language, and millions of things that you can even think about when it comes to communication. And there is also my private coaching there, so you will also get access to me as your private communication skills coach. And my offer to you is, I will make you the most charismatic person in every single room in just 4 months. So if you are interested in this offer, click the first link in the description. I will see you right there. And if you want to become more charismatic than everyone else in just 10 minutes, then you should click this video right here. Live a happy life.